I'm Danielle, and if you are not happy at work, either you hate your job, or you feel complacent, or you feel like this is as good as it gets, or you wake up every day feeling dead inside because it's just, you're not in the right job for you, we need to talk. I want you to know that there is always more out there for you. And as cheesy as it sounds, it is the honest truth. And I want you to promise me that you will not settle, that you will not believe that this is as good as it gets, because there are a million different options. There are so many things that you could be doing, and it's just out there to discover. And if you haven't found it yet, that's okay. But the last thing that I want you to do is to be sitting at a job that is draining your energy, that is not good for your mental health or your physical health if you're in a cubicle all day typing away and you know that there's more that you want to be doing with your life. I recently switched jobs just a couple of weeks ago, and I was recently in a position where it just wasn't a fit for my strengths and my interests, and I'd been there a couple of years and I was just feeling really drained and almost got used to a high level of stress, and I was like, this is not for me. Like, I need to make a change. And so I made a change. And did all of my problems magically melt away? No, but I have so much more freedom, and I know that this is the right decision for me, and I'm already in such a better position for what I really care about and what I really want to be doing and what really feeds my energy rather than depletes it. And you know, the other piece of this is, was it hard? Absolutely. It was really difficult. Saying goodbye is hard and making a change is difficult and scary. But it was 100% worth it, and I got through that stage, and I am a lot happier now. So it was 100% worth it. So this is obviously super fresh for me, and I am very familiar with the excuses that, were stopping me from making a change and maybe dragging things on a little bit too long, or even making me question that I would regret my decision. So I want you to ask yourself, what's stopping you? I think a key thing that gets us caught up is, one, logistics. We sort of think of the process pain of like switching jobs, applying to jobs, making a change, whether it involves moving, which obviously includes a lot of logistics, or even just like switching over health insurance and stuff like that. I never want that to be a reason for you to not be significantly happier and put yourself in a much better situation. I know that I've gotten caught up in that, whether it's making a change in my career or in other parts of my life, being like, well, I'd have to do this, that, and the other thing, and that would take a lot of time, and I don't really know how to do that. That's annoying for like 2 seconds, and then you're much happier with your life. So honestly, like the logistics, like, can I please just like debunk this for a second? That part is just a little step you have to take along a path of making things much better for yourself. Please don't let that stop you. It's not worth it. The other piece here, probably reason number 2, if it's not reason number 1 for you, is security. We all love certainty. We all love things being predictable and everything in its place. Our brains are designed to basically want to be safe. And so if you are in a job and you know what your day-to-day looks like, you know the people you're working with, you know what to expect in a certain sense, your brain's gonna be like, stay right here. This is what you know. Our brains are designed to be like, if you stay in the same place, then like a saber-toothed tiger won't attack you. That's like caveman style. What our brains want us to do is not die. And so instead of like the saber-toothed tiger being the threat these days, it's unpredictability. So just know that there's no saber-toothed tigers to worry about, even though deep down your brain is thinking like that. But honestly, like, I know it's hard. It's just so natural to want that security, to want what we know, and to feel like being familiar with your current like misery is better than the unknown. But honestly, again, it's like this small hump to get over, and then life gets a lot better after that. And it's okay if you're scared. It's okay if you are unsure about things, but do not let that stop you, and do not let that keep you exactly where you are now and in the future. And number 3 big piece that stops us is a fun little quote called, "This is as good as it gets." This one, listen, I'm an optimist. I am almost an optimist to a fault. I see the silver lining in any scenario, and sometimes that keeps me where I don't need to be. I'm like, it's good. I, have this, that, and the other thing in this current job, and the team is great, and I have health insurance, and I have a predictable income. I have it pretty good. And the fact of the matter is, we can use that as a major excuse. We can almost use appreciation as a way to sort of mask our fears and keep us exactly where we are. And I was talking to a former coworker, and when we used to work together, she was super stressed and honestly wasn't getting compensated enough for what she was doing, and was just not in a good scenario, and there was just a ton on her plate, and she was kind of drowning. And she told me yesterday that she had a conversation with her husband, and she was like, I have it pretty good there. And he was like, no, you don't. And she was like, okay, you have a point. And so it's we can almost talk ourselves into saying I should stay right here because I can kind of mold my mind to see a few positives of the scenario, but it's purely an excuse and a way to stay safe and a way to stick exactly where we are because we're familiar with the devil we know versus the devil we don't know, and it's honestly just not worth it. You have to believe that there's more out there for you. It's not being unappreciative. You can appreciate what you have now and work towards something that's a much better scenario for you, something that is work that you truly enjoy, and you're getting compensated well, and you're just loving life. Don't use the excuse of optimism and say, I have it pretty good, this is as good as it gets. Just know that there's so much more. I know it's easier said than done because you have to trust in something that you can't see yet, and that is hard, but it's just what we have to do. And that was a huge part of my experience. I had to just learn to trust life, and I'm still learning to trust life, and just know that hey, I'm gonna put in my half of the deal and just understand that things may actually work out and they may actually fall into place. So if I'm putting in the action and trying to better my situation, I have to trust that opportunities will come if I continue to move forward. So ask yourself, which of these 3 excuses are you leaning towards right now? Is it logistics? Is it that process pain of I'd have to figure all these things out, or I'd have to apply to all these jobs and it just seems like a big pain in the butt? Is it security? You feel real safe where you are right now, even if it feels like it sucks? Or are you telling yourself that this is as good as it gets and you have it pretty good right now and you might as well just stay right here because of this, that, and the other thing? Which one of these is really keeping you where you are right now? And the last piece here is, I just wanna say, you've got this. I believe in you. Believe me, I'm squeezing my fist. I want you to know, you can do this. People who have less experience and knowledge and less time have done this, so you can do this. Please, just if you can't take your own word for it, take my word for it. You can do this. It may take time, it may be hard, it may be annoying at times, it may involve doubt and fear and suckiness, but it will be so worth it. You can do it. Just please do not settle. You've got this. I believe in you. Start today, honestly. Do not wait any longer. No hesitation. Don't hold back. Start taking action and get a job you love. And if you need a little help with the how, I have a ton of videos on the actual steps that you can take to figure out what you want in the first place and then actually pursue that. And if you need a little, empathy and you want to see what my recent experience was with transitioning jobs, I'll link all of these videos below. It was quite a tumultuous roller coaster of emotions, and I still have more videos coming up actually showing that job transition, so definitely subscribe to see those popping up so you can see the full picture of what it actually took for me to transition jobs. And again, I've got all kinds of other stuff on actually mapping out your path and figuring out what you want to do with your life. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like these career pep talks, definitely like this video and I'll make some more. And subscribe, like I said, to stay in the loop and see new videos popping up in your feed. And I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye!